Hello folks and welcome to this week's Music Alerts. This time around I've got a mixture of CD and vinyl, so let's look at those little silver discs. First up, a new release from the Blue Oyster cult called Deep Breath 50th Anniversary Live in New York City Second Night Deluxe Edition to CD and DVD. Quite the snappy title, hey? This 3-disc package arrives in a multi-gatefold digipack, plus a 10-page colour booklet packed with images from the live event. So what have we got here exactly? Well, this is a live version of the band's second album, Tyranny and Mutation, performed in its entirety, plus lots of deep-cut extras to add a bit of spice. Recorded during their 3-night run at the Sony Hall in New York City in September of 2022. So that means you get extra fiddly bits like 7 screaming Dizzbusters performed for the first time in a fair old while, I would say, and you can hear 3 of the original band members on this package: Eric Bloom, Buck Dharma and Albert Bouchard, plus an extended cast of recent cult members. Next from Frontiers is a slice of prog metal from Paralydium. Is that how you pronounce it? Paralydium? I think it is. And the new album, Universe Calls, a 7-tracker featuring power chords, epic grandstanding vocal deliveries, classical wallpaper, plus machine gun riffs. Phew. We're moving to the UK label Jasmine now, and a 2-CD box presented in a jewel case called Walking into New Orleans, an oral accompaniment. This is a 65-track collection that accompanies an older book called Walking to New Orleans, originally published in 1974 and featuring interviews with musicians, producers, songwriters, disc jockeys, jukebox operators and studio and record label owners. This CD companion features works by all kinds of people: Little Richard, Fats Domino, Lee Dorsey, Frankie Ford, Smiley Lewis and Earl King, plus many more. We're changing labels to the Sofa label now, and Peder, Simonsen and Joe David Meyer. Is it Lysne? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe you can tell me. They have a new album, the pair of them, called Spectral Masking on the Sofa label, and it's presented in a digipack gatefold, which includes a full page of liner notes, featuring 3 long tracks entitled, 1, 2 and 3. There wasn't an awful lot of thought about those track names, was there, folks? 1, 2 and 3. This is an experimental CD including drones and ambience to form a place of meditation, I would say. On a similar experimental theme, also check out Robert Rich and Luca Formetini and the album Cloud Ornament on the Soundscape Productions label. They take, as I say, a similar pathway, but they have a more melodic, possibly tribal approach to their particular ambience, including soaring soundscapes, which is all part of the mix. Finally, in this CD section, check out John Murry and the ex-Cowboy Junkies man, Michael Timmins, and the 18-track album A Little Bit of Grace and Decay. This is a soundtrack to accompany the award-winning documentary The Graceless Age, The Ballad of John Murray. This is a story of a broken man and musician facing his demons. The music itself is low-key, simple, stripped, but also at times haunting and atmospheric. It speaks of dusty roads, wooden porches, God-fearing and wild eyes. One to get to know like a future friend. First up on wax is Miles Away and the double album One on the Miles Away label. This is a rarities compilation, and it's got nothing at all to do with Miles Davis, as you might think, but is in fact a small London label founded in 2019 with an aim to celebrate soul from all around the world, featuring the likes of Lamont Butler, Rock, the Patterson Twins, Rita Joyce and others. This 13-track compilation also features a host of liner notes and images across all 4 sides of the inner sleeves. Next on vinyl is Charlie Parker and the album Ornithology, The Best of Bird, originally on the Savoy label and featuring 11 tracks, recorded from 1945 to 1953. In amongst this lot you also get 3 live outings with tracks played at the Royal Roost, the Massey Hall and Carnegie Hall. Next on to Garman-Bozier Records now, and the new, in fact debut album from London-based man Apollo Ray, called In Orbit. You get a strangely psychedelic vibe here with added quirk, and it kind of reminds me, at least in mood and drift, with Elliott Smith. That is, the two are nothing alike in reality, but I bet they get on really well if they'd ever met each other. The thought processes are similar, they occupy the same musical space. One to keep an eye on. On to Demon now, and this a limited edition 7-inch picture disc EP from T.Rex, featuring Telegram Sam, Cadillac and Baby Strange. Arriving in a die-cut sleeve, the disc itself is protected within a plastic inner, and very nice it is as well. And if Mr. Bolin is your thing, then also check out Demon's 12-inch, this time the LP called A Light of Love from T.Rex, a special edition of the 1974 US-only release featuring 8 then new tracks, plus 3 tracks from the LP Zinc Alloy, now reissued on orange vinyl. This is a fascinating little collectible from the far corners of the Bolin oeuvre, and it represented Mark Bolan's attempt to break into the USA, which unfortunately proved fruitless. It just did not happen. It was a bit of a disaster. So this LP represented Bolan going through hard times back in the mid-70s, but even so, I love it to bits, I have to say. Finally, we have a pop rock compilation from Demon, curated by Katie Puckrik. Now, Katie Puckrik is an American broadcaster and newspaper columnist who once presented, you might be familiar with the TV show, The Word. Her curated compilation is called A Yacht Rock Odyssey, a double album of 24 tracks that have been shoehorned into the odd and wholly confusing genre of yacht rock. Confusing? Well, yes, it's a genre I've always found difficult to come to grips with because I have absolutely no idea what yacht rock actually is. And yes, of course, it's supposed to be saccharine-rich soft rock from the mid-70s to the mid-80s, catchy melodies, clean production and all that, West Coast sound, AOR, all mixed together. But isn't that just soft rock and possibly pop, AOR and West Coast rock? I mean, they're already in their own genres, aren't they? So what makes all of those already recognized genres yacht rock? Now, I personally remain convinced that this is just a failed marketing exercise from a desperate, single-brain-celled and very silly person who wanted and craved way too much attention. I mean, yachts? You could have called this aircraft rock, or spaceship rock, or even wheelbarrow rock. And any of those would have made just as much sense, which means none at all. Even so, that little rant has got nothing to do with the actual content available here. What we have is a package that remains pretty decent, combining the likes of the Pointer Sisters and Christopher Cross, George Benson, Michael McDonald, Little Feat, and Robert Palmer, and many more. It's an interesting mix and definitely worth a look. There's lots of little compiled ditties on this one. And that's it, folks. Thanks very much for staying to the end of this particular video. Before you go, can you click way down yonder? Well, maybe not way down, just a little bit down here somewhere. The like and subscribe buttons, please. That would be much appreciated. Also, further down, way down yonder, in the description are my own particular links. There's a link to my Facebook group, which you're welcome to join, my website, which has all kinds of other music-related stuff over there you won't see over here, And finally, there is my Patreon page, which also has exclusive music-related features and videos and hi-fi stuff, if you're into hi-fi, of course. That's over there as well. Check it out, see what you think. I will be back with another one of these this time next week. I hope to see you then, hope to have your company. And until then, folks, bye-bye for now.